So last night, like I said, my phone was dying, so I couldn't record too much. I was trying not to let it die. But we got all the link bars welded. They're back in the truck now. We can adjust this a little bit more. And once we get the diff set to all the angles we want, then we can put the drag link in and the steering bar and everything. All right, yesterday we got a little sidetracked. We were planning on doing these bars and everything, but then we started thinking about the crossbars in between the cradles. So we ended up getting those knocked out. It came out literally perfect, exactly how we wanted. But first things first, we have to drill out these holes on this pitman arm for the high steer, and his drop pitman arm he's putting in there. We have to put the drop pitman arm in there. We already started this hole, but the drill bit got super dull, so we couldn't finish it. So we got a new drill bit for that. Then we can go ahead and drill out the other one, but steering box has to come out first. All right, we're kind of just screwing around now. We left the pitman arm at my house, so we're not able to put that in, which means we're not able to put the steering bar in, which means we're not able to start on the drag link brackets. So we're gonna go ahead and get the axle set where it's supposed to be. We're gonna go ahead and take all our measurements. We got all the Heims tight now. We think that's the bracket we're gonna use for the drag link on the diff side. Finally. We've spent, what, $20 a piece, $60 in drill bits, and a couple hours trying to get that drilled out. Finally. Yep. All right, this bar more than likely would work, but this Heim joint's already maxed. That one up there is getting close. So we've been taking a lot of measurements and thinking about a lot of different things. We're probably gonna go ahead and just take another bar, get it bent on both ends and get these Heim joints at better angles, because we do not want these to be just riding maxed out all the time. All right, so not only was this kind of causing us problems, also with this drag link we have to put in, to match the angle of this bar, it was gonna put the bracket for this end of it extremely far down, and it was gonna kind of be a pain to make and design and everything. So we're basically gonna have a 22-inch straight with 25-degree bends on both ends, which will give us better angles on these Heim joints. But what that's also gonna do is put this at more of an angle, so it brings this drag link higher up into the frame, which is gonna make this bracket easier to make. The only thing that sucks about all this is now we have to wait. All right, so we're finally back down here. It's almost been 2 weeks since the last time we were down here, so it's been a while since the last video. The reason it's taking so long is because when we left to go get one of these bars bent, but that's what's been the issue. We can't find anybody that's got the equipment to bend something like that. It's just too thick. So he actually went and bought a pipe bender. Says it's rated for this kind of stuff, but a lot of people have had stories of this same bender breaking, doing the same thing, so we'll find out. It's worked for a lot of people too, so we got a torch. We're gonna heat it up, make it as easy on that bender as possible. So we're not planning on getting too much done today. We just want to see if we can get this bent, and then after we bend it, if we have time, we'll weld it, but more than likely we'll just come back down here tomorrow and weld it up.
I can't get it through. That ain't gonna take shit. Two. It's bending. Has he got pressure on it right now?
That's already getting 3.
Walking.
4. 5.
That's center there. So come that way.
All right, it's not quite the angle we wanted, but everything is better than nothing. It would be nice if we could get a little bit more out of this. More than likely, that's about to start kinking. So for what we had, that's pretty good. It's definitely better than it was. It's 100% better than it was. So now that's mocked up, all we have to do is weld the bungs in it, and that'll be done. And then now we have the angle of our steering arm, so now we can decide the angle of our drag link and figure out what we're gonna do about those brackets. All right, last night we weren't super busy, so we came down here just to get a little bit done, but it was super cold and dark. So I wasn't too worried about recording anything. It just wouldn't have came out good. But all we did was get this bracket welded in, which came out exactly how we wanted. So now, since that's done, we're gonna get to making that bracket up there, get that welded on. All right, I got my cutouts mocked up as good as I can get them. This is pretty much the shape I'm going with. I have to match the shape of this on this one. So the plan is, this is gonna sit in here something like that. All right, so obviously this bar isn't the one we're gonna be using. It's too short, but that is perfectly lined up to where we're gonna drill our hole in the morning. Now, another thing we're gonna do to kind of stiffen this bracket right here up is we're gonna weld a plate inside here. We're gonna have more money in drill bits than anything else on the truck.
I swear. Turn around. Okay, turn my steering wheel straight. See what that does.
Yes. This is working so perfectly.
Yeah. So it goes in like that.
That sun coming straight in here is hot. That's the thing about where it's at. That's
You exploring? Huh? You exploring?
The tractor pulled down on the bumper.
Well, I'm worth all that. Who did that from? Oh, dude, I'm so excited. And he's a company.
It'll kind of make it look even. Then, yeah, knock all the dust off.
Oh, you walk back. But you lean just on the first, huh? I'm ready to go drive this thing, dude.
Hey, they don't stop that bad.
What's in my? Oh, it's my back. That stuff in my back.
Oh. So the truck's finally on the ground, but obviously it's nowhere near done. After we get everything adjusted and we think it's riding perfect, exactly how we want it, everything's got to get ripped out to get powder coated. Still got to make brackets for this. That has to come out. Brakes aren't in right now. That's why there's 2x4s in the factory calipers, because he left his new caliper bolts at my house. And obviously he still has a lot to do back here. For right now, we're just going to do a track bar going to the rear axle on this bottom hole. When he bought this cradle, he went ahead and had it made as a full cradle instead of a half cradle. That way he can four-length the rear whenever he's ready to. Then exhaust still has to get redone. There's a lot of little stuff, but for the most part it's done. It's driving, it's on the ground.
diff, no fluid in the differential.
Yeah, we forgot to put fluid in the front diff, so